Bitcoin has been around for almost 10 years, but people still don't know anything about it. So here are 25 facts about Bitcoin. Number 1. Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital money that can't be controlled by a government. Number 2. Bitcoin was invented by someone who used the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, and there's much speculation about Satoshi's identity. Number 3. The Bitcoin white paper was released by Satoshi Nakamoto to a mailing list for cryptographers in November 2008. Number 4. Bitcoin is based on a protocol called blockchain. Number 5. The first block of the Bitcoin blockchain, known as the Genesis block, was mined in January 2009. Number 6. Written in the Genesis block was The Times, 3rd of January 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks, a headline from the newspaper article released the day the first block was mined. Number 7. The receiver of the first Bitcoin transaction was cypherpunk Hal Finney. Finney received 10 Bitcoins from Nakamoto. Number 8. On May 22nd, 2010, now known as Bitcoin Pizza Day, the first transaction of real-world goods for Bitcoin occurred when someone agreed to deliver 2 Papa John's pizzas in exchange for 10,000 Bitcoins. Number 9. The University of Nicosia, Cyprus, was the first university to accept tuition fees in Bitcoin. Number 10. 12.5 Bitcoins are mined every 10 minutes, and this halves every 4 years. Number 11. There are over 17 million Bitcoins currently circulating. Number 12. Only 21 million Bitcoins will ever be mined. Number 13. The 21 millionth Bitcoin is expected to be mined in 2140. Number 14. A Satoshi is the smallest fraction of a Bitcoin that could be sent to someone. 1 Satoshi equals 0.0000001 Bitcoins. Number 15. 90% of all Bitcoin addresses have less than 0.1 Bitcoins. Number 16. Bitcoin is not anonymous. Every transaction is recorded on a public ledger. However, people can choose not to have their names associated with their accounts. Number 17. The first major uses of Bitcoin were darknet markets, such as Silk Road. During its 30 months of existence, Silk Road exclusively accepted Bitcoins as payments. Number 18. In 2014, an article in Newsweek outed Satoshi Nakamoto as Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto, a Japanese man living in California. However, this theory has widely been debunked, and Newsweek criticized for their irresponsible journalism when they showed his home address. Number 19. Nakamoto is estimated to have mined 1 million Bitcoins before disappearing in 2010. Number 20. The all-time high for the price of 1 Bitcoin is $20,089, which occurred on December 17, 2017. Number 21. In 2015, 802 people filed their taxes on Bitcoin income. Number 22. Despite it being illegal in China, Chinese mining pools control about 81% of Bitcoin's collective hash rate. Number 23. By 2014, 70% of all Bitcoin transactions were made on Mt. Gox, a Bitcoin exchange. In February 2014, Mt. Gox suspended trading and filed for bankruptcy. Number 24. Bitcoin has become a lifeline for many people around the world who have to deal with hyperinflated government currencies, such as in Venezuela. Number 25. Satoshi Nakamoto was nominated for the 2016 Nobel Prize in Economics. That was 25 facts about Bitcoin.
Hello everyone, this is Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, back as always with another video in my series Bitcoin for Beginners. Welcome to the channel everyone. Don't forget to pound the like button. So many people don't bother to pound the like button. Forgive me, I've had to adjust my microphone. Mr. Barefoot Barry from New Zealand actually commented on my previous video interview with Rocky, saying that I was over modulating and it's loud and So I've taken Barry's words on board, and I'm doing my best to try and get the volume correct. So I hope it's not too low for you all. I hope it's not too high. I am the right distance from my microphone. You can't see it, but it's up here. If I put my hand there, you can see that the microphone's behind that there. So as always, welcome to the channel, people. Today is the 7th of October 2019, and as always, have a strong Bitcoin hand. That's the name of the game. And we've also got him in the chat, I believe, and that is bitcointothemoon.com down in Australia. Thanks for the t-shirt. Always promoting bitcointothemoon.com. So again, strong hand, people. The name of this channel is buy, get it off an exchange onto a hardware device, and then just wait. Wait, deal with the volatility, ride the roller coaster, because Bitcoin really is a roller coaster, I can tell you. Follow me on Twitter at UK Bitcoin Master. You can also follow me on BitBacker.io, Steemit, DTube. They're all at UK Bitcoin Master, so do follow me. Do also tweet this out or share it across your social media platforms. That will always help us. Zach Bandera, welcome to the channel. My lovely wife Elaine, Mrs. UK Bitcoin Masters in. Dan from JustLearnBitcoin.com. I can see Dan in there. Who else have we got? Zaza is in. Bitcoin Bill, Andy BTC. And whoever else, if I've missed your name, I'm sorry. Welcome to the channel. Let's get on with the show, people. I think that's the important thing. Now, I set some notes up for last Thursday's because Rocky hadn't confirmed with me, and then at the last minute Rocky did confirm. Claimer for this show is the notes that I made. I've checked them, I'm using them for today's show, but they are obviously last week's notes. So maybe some of you have seen these articles. What I want to do first, as always, is pop up my disclaimer. I don't give financial advice. Nothing I say is financial advice. Don't take it as financial advice. It is just me giving my views and opinions. Also, let me just promote the two websites that I do encourage you to head to, and that is ukbitcoinmaster.com and bitcoininterviews.com. Now, ukbitcoinmaster.com, hi Joe Raza, great to have you with us, is where I house every video I've ever done to date. And Bitcoin interviews, if you just want to see my live interviews, well, you can check them out there. Now, at the end of the show, the boxes will come up and you can click on those boxes if you need to. But once I've finished the show, I'll go in and upload all the show notes, and obviously they will both be there. And finally, over there on the left, I think, TippinMe address, if you want to drop a lightning tip with your, QR code, it's there, or, TippinMe/UK Bitcoin Master, whatever. I do not do this show for any type of financial gain. I do it for the love of getting this message out to people. So tips are not needed, but if you want to and you like the content, then that's okay as well. But obviously at the end, I don't want to bore people, but I am going to promote something where I do encourage you to support. So let me get that out of the way. So all the preliminaries done. Let's get into the show and let's look at some of the topics that I found. Hopefully my desktop will work. First thing, as always, Bitcoin has been down, as Rocky would say, great buying opportunity. And yes, it was a great buying opportunity. In fact, I think over the weekend it dropped into the 7-8, I believe, region. I think this morning it was down there. But now we're obviously back at, around the 8.2 mark. So we're sort of holding strong around this 8K mark. And there's a voice that we could go down as far as 7.4. Thanks, Andy BTC. Go for it. Appreciate that. none of us know, and that's why I say you got to learn to ride the roller coaster. Bitcoin is a roller coaster. Running a traditional business is a roller coaster of emotions, highs, lows, etc. And if you're in Bitcoin to make a fast buck, you're in the wrong asset class. You really are. If you're in Bitcoin for the long haul, then you've got a really great opportunity over the medium to long term, 5 or 10 years, to accumulate some pretty impressive wealth indeed. But during those highs and lows, it's going sideways. There's miniature highs and lows, and that's something you're gonna have to get a handle on if you're a Bitcoin for beginner, if you're just entering the space. When we've seen, Bitcoin go from $1,200 down to 300, imagine when it's 12,000 down to maybe 3,000. We've seen 20,000 to 3,000 back end of 2017 and then through 18 and early 19. Imagine when Bitcoin's 100 grand and it drops to 30 grand. It doesn't mean Bitcoin's failing, people. It simply means you got to ride the roller coaster. So right now, I think personally it's an incredible buying opportunity. Because when it tears off on its next real bull run, and remember, we are very close to next year's 2020 Bitcoin halving. And if you're new to this channel and you don't know what halving is, go and find out, because those halvings, post halving, we always see, or we have in the past, massive growth. We don't know when that's going to be. No one's got a crystal ball here. No financial advice. But I firmly believe, and some of the commentators that I follow believe, and some of the tweets that I put up will reinforce what I'm saying. Bitcoin's going to do 50k, 100k, and some. So now is a great time to buy some Bitcoin. Excuse me, bit of my food in my mouth. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the news. There's not masses here. I did find this one, Facebook's Libra backers fear it could taint their image amongst the regulators. I just think, what they're saying here is Visa, MasterCard, PayPal and Stripe are reportedly unsure whether they wish to become paid up participants in Facebook's Libra digital currency. Here's the problem. That is a centralized coin, isn't it? And you'll hear me talk all the time. What you want to be involved in is a decentralized currency, and a decentralized currency that's got an incredible hash rate, that's going places, that has got the real, the best chance of becoming money or store of value. And of course, that's Bitcoin. So, I don't know the ins and outs of these articles. I don't pull them to bits because, like I say, I'm a beginner like you guys on the show. It's just that I have learned a bit over 2.5 years. And I think what I like to do on my show is just to get the point across that, when you've got something like Bitcoin that is decentralized and, no governments control it, no, none of these, these entities start saying, oh, we don't want to be part of it, because you're not going to get that in something like Bitcoin, people. Another positive article I found, whoops, it's not loading. Madrid to create digital currency payment platform for the public transportation system. I don't think I highlighted any here. No, I didn't. Again, this is just a positive, article about cryptocurrency. It is just positive stuff. Spanish government won't entertain any type of digital currency unless behind the scenes they're looking at it, they're studying it, they're putting their experts on it, and they believe that it's got a place in the world. So, something like this, if it's, it won't be Bitcoin, but imagine, a public payment platform for transportation where everybody's just paying in some form of cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's the world that we are moving into. It is happening already, and I believe miss it at your peril. Now, Vlad Kostea, I've had Kostea, I'm not sure, he gets it annoyed when people pronounce his name wrong, but I've had Vlad on my Bitcoin interview show recently, so it's worth going and checking out that interview. Vlad writes for Bitcoin magazine. And his article here, Belarus and the case for national Bitcoin strategies. I just highlighted, is Belarusian involvement in mining good for Bitcoin? Well, that will, hang on, I don't think you can see that. Well, obviously that will remain to be seen. They're talking about that it's good for the hash rate. It's great for securing the network for sure. Okay, but it goes on to talk about 51% attacks. I personally think you would need a nation state that's got the finances to attack Bitcoin with a 51% attack. I can't ever see it happening. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I don't think something like Belarus mining Bitcoin is going to be. Hang on, not mining Bitcoin. I don't want to give wrong information. It says here they were talking about mining Bitcoin with the country's nuclear power. Sorry, it was about mining Bitcoin. The concerns of 51% attacks hasn't happened yet. Let me tell you something now. Governments and countries know where this is going. They're not stupid. People that run countries, they might be con artists and rip off merchants and bleed the public dry, but they've got a lot of manpower and money power behind them to research and look into stuff, and they will have people studying this, watching this, and advising them where this is all going, and they will know that ultimately Bitcoin is the way forward. Buffy, welcome to the channel. So keep that one in mind, people. I just think articles like this are just positive. That is all the articles I've got for now. I've got a few tweets I want to cover with you. Love this one. I've used Rhythm Trader a lot. Dollar is the currency of the state, or the British pound where I live. Libra is the currency of corporations, and Bitcoin is the currency of people. Strong hand. Love that one from Rhythm Trader. Pump, this is a major player, always on CNBC, fighting in Bitcoin's corner. I think, he tweeted this, and I think this was possibly happening to him. Standing in a Bank of America branch right now. Online bank wire system didn't work, so they told me to come in person. They told me to wait 20 to 40 minutes because someone had an appointment. Now they're telling me to go to another branch. Long Bitcoin, short bankers. That is it, people. Long on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the future. Bankers aren't, in my opinion. Something from Alistair Milne. Think about this one, people. In 7 of the 8 months prior to halving, Litecoin went from $22.50 to almost $150. People then sold the news. Bitcoin is currently 7.5 months from the next halving. Imagine if Bitcoin grew, 22, so call that 5 into a pound. So that would be 7x that Litecoin grew. So what if Bitcoin 7x'd from 8 grand? There you go. $56,000 Bitcoin if the same thing happened. Now, the interesting thing is, Litecoin's halving almost came and went, excuse me, without any fuss. I don't think that's going to happen in the Bitcoin halving. I really don't. So this is a really, really powerful tweet that you want to get your head around. So if the same thing happened to Bitcoin that happened to Litecoin, it could very well 7x, or 8,000 is $56,000 for one Bitcoin. So can you see why a few minutes ago, people, I said now is the time to stack sats, to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin to the moon, people. It is going, trust me. Yeah? What else have we got? I'm not really watching the chat, people. Sorry. So if anybody really wanted my attention, copy and paste Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, before you type anything, and it throws it up orange, and then I see it. Otherwise, I jump into the chat and I miss a thread that's going on and comment on something, and people have gone, what the hell's he on about? So, hey, listen, it is what it is. So if you want to grab my attention about anything, just copy and paste my name. John McAfee, love him or hate him. If you don't know who he is and you own a Windows computer, you will know that he produced McAfee internet security many years ago. He's not involved in that now. But he's a bit of a fruitcake. He's into guns and drugs and God knows what. But he's always very bullish on Bitcoin. And love this one. Ignore this drop in Bitcoin price. I'm firmly with Peter Brand in his medium-term 50k price prediction. I am also firm on my $1 million price by the end of 2020. Apparently, he said that by the end of 2020, if it didn't happen, he might eat his bits. Ugh, I certainly don't want to see that, but hey-ho, who knows? Stop wringing your hands. Watch Got reruns. I don't know if that's some kind of American program. Watch Got reruns, or woo your spouse, or finish off your drug stash. No drugs on this channel, people. All is well. The point there is all is well. Well. Okay, so this is just positive for what's going on in and around Bitcoin. Now, if you don't know who Plan B is an anonymous person who is, I believe, from Europe, deals in multi-million-dollar or pounds or whatever his currency is, contracts in finance. And apparently he's sweeping the Twitter world at the moment. And I've had people send me links to listen to a podcast that Plan B did with Peter McCormack. I had another one sent to me by Nobby from the UK that I listened to that wasn't by Peter McCormack, but it was, can't think now, but it was absolutely superb. In terms of where this whole thing is going and this stock to flow ratio that you learn about if you read the Bitcoin Standard. And it says, Plan B said, Bitcoin stock to flow model predicts 100k before December 2021, or else the model fails. Now, what he did was a poll that said, do you believe BTC will be 100k before December 2021? I believe it will, but no price predictions. It's just a personal something I've got going on in here, looking at how it's performed over 10 years. But the tweet is about what Gigi said, and this is powerful. 3 halvings in the next 9 years. That is 3 halvings in the next 9 years. 3 halvings in the next 9 years. 3 halvings in the next 9 years. 3 halvings, people, in the next 9 years. Go and look at what's happened the year after the previous 2 halvings. And see, you youngsters, what could happen the year after the next halving, which is next year. Yeah? And then there's one 4 years after that and one 4 years after that. So in a decade, you could see Bitcoin at a price you never, ever believed was humanly possible. And that is why we encourage people to stack Satoshis, to get a little bit each payday and build your pot. Because honestly, the world has no clue, in my opinion, just where Bitcoin is going. We all think we know where it's going, but when there's only 21 million, when it's scarce, when the institutions come in, when you look at the global debt and the pensions industries and all these multi-billions, and it's trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions. Bitcoin, if we hit 1 trillion, or if the cryptocurrency hits 1 trillion, that is potentially a $50,000 Bitcoin, and I personally believe we'll do multitudes of trillions. When, I don't know, but I believe that will happen. So something to think about there, people. I just want to give a shout out to the show sponsors, if I may. JustLearnBitcoin.com. They promote my channel. Thank you. So I'm in return, promoting what they do. I would encourage you all to head over to justlearnbitcoin.com if you want anything help to do with wallet setup and backup, the best long-term storage solution for you, including end-of-life planning. That's really important. What are you going to do if something suddenly happens to you and it's sat on your Trezor? My advice, get it onto a Trezor, obviously. Coin splitting airdrops. If you sent coins to the wrong chain, vanity addresses. Yep, you can even get a vanity address now, like UK Brian or UK Bitcoin Brian or anything. If you want them, they deal with those as well. Questions about mining, pretty well anything to do with Bitcoin. I would encourage you, if I can get my mouse to work, to head over to justlearnbitcoin.com. It's all there. You can see the banners across the top. There is, I believe, a special offer going on for October. If you buy anything, if you put in a code TREAT15, that's TREA2, TREAT15. Dan has just posted there are new things coming soon, so look out for those as well. I also do want to plug people, if I may. If you do scroll down, whoops, I've just moved the wrong one. Hang on, peeps. Let me just get over here. If you scroll down, I do want to ask you to click on please help return 14.2 Bitcoin to Pastor Phil and his family. Again, at the risk of getting boring, this is a great cause. He was scammed out of 14.2 Bitcoin using his Trezor, and Phil's very knowledgeable, by the way. He knows what he's doing, but he just missed some red writing up in the URL bar. And basically what it did, using, if I can scroll this up, Rocky always tells me it was a phishing or DNS BGP hijacking attack, and it could happen to absolutely anyone. And it happened to this lovely gentleman who was a pastor for 16 years. Him and his lovely wife adopted children and looked after them as their own disadvantaged children. And he was building his Bitcoin pot for their future when he was gone. So can I ask you to head over there, click on read the family story. Rocky Palumbo put the wallet info there. There's the transaction ID of the when it was scammed, and all Phil's Bitcoin transactions. You can see them all there. You can click on the word here to make a donation via Tallycoin. I think you can donate in Bitcoin, Litecoin, B-Rhodium. You cannot make a donation in MWC coin. I've been saying that, and you can't. So there you go. I want to finish up with a quote because I love quotes, and I love this one. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Now let's import that into the Bitcoin overlay for a moment. The road to Bitcoin growth is rocky, it is high, it is low, it is up, it is down. But do you know what? If you accumulate some now, while we are so early in the game, do you know most people have heard the name Bitcoin but don't really know what the hell it is or what's possible? Those that know it don't know what a halving is. So for you being on this show right now and understanding halvings and understanding the scarcity aspect of Bitcoin and stuff like that, you are so early, people. You really are. Stack some sats. Start building some Bitcoin, because difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on the show with me. This is my last live show for a couple of weeks. My lovely wife and I, Elaine, who's in the chat, we are heading off early hours of tomorrow morning onto a cruise to celebrate 5 years of marriage and to relive our honeymoon. Sorry, sicky, but we are. But I'm still going to do my shows, my Monday and Thursday shows, but I'm going to hopefully get an internet signal and then upload a video, as Adam Mice has been doing recently, as a premiere. So the shows will still run. And if I am in internet signal, I will get into the comments and, join you guys. It just depends. 9 times out of 10, ships pull out of ports around 4:30 in the afternoon local time, which 9 times out of 10 means that we'll be out at sea. Unless we're running along the coast, I won't be able to get online and join you. But do log in, do leave comments in the chat, people. I would really appreciate it. And I will try and get on the shows if I can get an internet signal. We've recently done some research, and feedback is don't pay a fortune for the internet on cruise ships, because they're absolutely rubbish at best. So therefore, unless I can pick it up on 4G on my phone and tag on to my laptop or do it on my phone, I won't be able to join you guys in the chat. But I certainly am going to do my best to try, and I certainly am going to run my Bitcoin channels as always, so you can expect 2 a week, people. So that is the show for today. Thanks for all your support to date with the live shows. Do go in and comment on those premieres, please. I will be back in live action on Monday the 21st, but there will be a handful of shows on premiere. And do look out on next Monday's show for when I announce my special guest for the Thursday, which is, I believe, the 17th. That is one you won't want to miss. There's a bit of a twist in the tale. It's going to be a bit different to the norm, but I don't think anybody else has done a live show like this. Now, it will be a premiere, and I will record it beforehand while we're on the cruise ship, but you won't want to miss the live guest. You might want to make a note of this in your diary or on your phone on the 17th of October, because I don't think anyone else has done this. So there you go. Have a good one, guys. You're going to see the squares appear shortly where you can click on any of the websites. But that is it for now. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, signing off. Thanks for all your support. Have a strong hand. Follow me on Twitter at UK Bitcoin Master. If you're watching this on catch up on Steemit, give us an upvote and a re-steam. If you are watching it up on catch up, down in the right hand corner there, you can subscribe, hit the bell button so you get notified when I go live. That is it, people. We're going to go and finish packing our cases. We are off around the sunny Canary Islands to get some lovely warmth and some beautiful blue skies. I will catch you all on a premiere on Thursday at 6 p.m. UK time. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, signing off. Thanks for all your support. I'm gone. Cheerio.